If you want to make more money in your nutrition coaching business, there's one strategy you need to take it to the next level. Once you have this strategy in place, you'll start attracting clients that get better results and are easier to work with. These are the same clients that'll happily pay you $500 plus per month to work with you. If you're sitting there thinking, that sounds great, but no one's gonna pay me that, stay tuned because in today's video, I'm gonna break down exactly how to make that happen. After training hundreds of nutrition coaches, I've discovered the ones that are comfortable doing this make more money and get better results for their clients. So let's dive in. There are two main ways to make more money in your nutrition coaching business. The first one is simple. You need to work with more people. If you can simply work with more clients, you'll have increased your monthly revenue. Instead of working with 10 clients at $150 a month, if you can double that to 20 clients at $150 a month, you'll have doubled your income. To attract more clients, you need to get more people interested in your nutrition coaching. To do this, you need a better understanding of what people actually want, specifically the results they are after and how their life would improve once they got that result. Once you do this, you need to create social media content that's all about that. And from there, you get to work on marketing yourself. Seems simple, but it does take a lot of energy. But there is an easier way to make more money without having to find new people. Which brings us to number 2, charging more for your nutrition coaching service. And not just a little more, a lot more. And this may surprise you, but you can charge double the amount that you're charging now once you master the skill I'm gonna teach you today. Take comfort in knowing there is someone else out there with less experience than you, less knowledge, charging someone 10 times as much for the same service that you offer, all because they have this one skill mastered. Specifically the sales call. You might hear this interaction named different things like the discovery call or a strategy call. All this means is an initial conversation with a prospective client that has shown some interest in your service. The key to charging more for your nutrition coaching service is talking to someone directly about what they're trying to achieve and the path to get there. This isn't just about selling, it's about helping. Let me explain why this is so important. Think of it this way. You'll buy a pair of shoes online, something around $100 value, just because you like them. But you won't buy a pedal bike, something that costs around $1,000 until you read all the reviews and done some research. And what about something more expensive? Think about something like a car, something that would be around $10,000. What do you need to buy something like that? Well, you probably need to test drive it first and talk to someone to see if it's the right fit for you. Selling online nutrition coaching and getting people to sign up for your offer is no different. If you want to sell a more expensive nutrition coaching service, people are going to need to talk to you first and see if it's the right fit for them. Let's talk about how to do that. First off, before we go into specifics around the sales call, there are generally 2 things you're going to need this person to do before they get on a call with you. The first one is to get the potential client to fill out an application. Essentially, you want to collect the standard stuff like contact information, because although technology is great, sometimes an email response gets missed, so it's nice to be able to know what their email is as well as their phone number. So collect that, but most importantly, you want to know what they want to achieve. But not only that, but also why this is so important to them. You want this information because once you have it, you have leverage. See, most people don't actually want to spend more money on nutrition coaching, but they'll happily pay to fix a problem. Once you know what this problem is and why they're trying to fix it, you're no longer selling. You're just highlighting a path to a specific result with a service that happens to cost money, which it should cost money because that's why it'll work. Having this information will make the call go so much smoother, even if you have them repeat it again, because you'll all know why you're on the call and you'll all know why you're there. There is no such thing as a coaching service that is too expensive, just a coaching service that people don't see value in. You're now going to build value through this sales call and make it obvious that you're the coach that's going to help them achieve something. But it's also important that we get them to do something before the call. Fill out an application, gather some more information, or watch a video. Asking them to do something builds your authority because they start listening and taking action, which is really important if you're going to coach them. People trust experts, so it's time to establish yourself as an expert they'll go to achieve a specific result. But also, this pre-qualifies a potential client because people that won't do anything at all, they're not going to be a good client. Let's weed that out right away. The next thing we'll do is get them on a video-based call service like Zoom, because once they see your face, it makes everything so much more personable. Once you're ready to chat, go into the sales call confident. Not cocky like you're the best coach ever to exist, but confident that you're the right person to help and they would be silly not to sign up with you. Here's what you do next. Step 1, you pre-frame the call. This might be the most important part of the entire call. You need to set the tone and the intent of the call right from the beginning. Even if you'll get the potential client to talk a lot, you want to set the structure for what you'll talk about. Exchange brief pleasantries at the beginning of the call, but then go over what you'll actually talk about. Here's the best way to structure the call. Okay, great, Brenda. Let's talk about what we'll go over today. First, I want to go over some of the stuff that you expressed in your application, specifically what you want to achieve and what you've tried in the past, so I know how to create a plan for you moving forward. Then, based on what you say, if I see there's an opportunity where I can help you, I may extend an opportunity to work with me. How does that sound? You want them saying yes right off the bat. This keeps them engaged and gets them agreeing with you early and often. Once we've done this, we've set the intention for the rest of the call. And you're in the driver's seat. Now the prospective client knows what you'll discuss on the call and everything will stay on schedule. If you've previously done a sales call and it took you more than 30 minutes, it's probably because you didn't pre-frame the call, especially if this is with someone that you personally know. Treating this call like a professional interaction is even more important with someone that you know, because that is the only way you'll get them to sign up. Before we move on, I want to talk about in-person personal trainers and coaches for a second. For whatever reason, they think the move to online coaching will be easy. They think they'll start posting educational content and people will just start signing up. This never happens this way, and a lot of trainers start to get frustrated and their online coaching never takes off. What's the issue? They never got people having conversations with them. The good news is that personal trainers are perfectly positioned to have sales calls. They already have sales skills, they just need to work this into their online strategy. At this point, you might be thinking, do I actually need to do sales calls? And the answer is yes. If you want to charge more for your coaching service and get people to sign up, you need to talk to them directly. And here's what you do next. Number 2, gather more information and have them tell their story. Now it's their turn to talk. At this point, you want to discover their needs. Have them go over the main thing they want to achieve and gather any information about what they've tried in the past. And it's really important we get them to express this in their own words. Keep in mind, you're doing more agreeing at this point and exploring more about what the main goal is and what has gotten in the way of getting there in the past. It's really common to hear someone talk about fad diets and time commitments and things that have derailed them in the past. Quick sidebar, if you want to take your sales hat off for a second and put on your marketing hat, you'll realize that these are the exact things that you should be posting about in your social media content. If possible, instead of taking notes, ask the person before the conversation starts if you can record it. This way you have the exact words they use to express problems and frustrations that you can use in your social media content. You'll realize you need to be talking about things like lose the belly fat and tone up, instead of the scientific stuff that you understand. But once you have them talking about what they want to achieve, now you want to lay the path for them to actually get there. Based on what you've described, I can see what's getting in the way. Here's what I suggest you do. You want to focus on what they want and why they want it without going into the details of how they'll actually do it. You're not keeping information from them as much as you're just saving it for when they can actually put it into action, which is through your coaching. Once you've laid the path to results, we talk about an opportunity, which brings us to point number 3, you extend an invitation. If this person is a good fit for your coaching, they're eager to work and take action, and they're open to your nutrition coaching approach, think tracking versus intuitive eating, here's your opportunity to pitch your coaching. Here's the deal though, it's not much of a pitch as it is an invitation. Based on everything you described, I think you'd be a good fit for my coaching. Want to hear about what that would look like? Here's your opportunity to finally tell this person everything that they'll get. The biggest mistake most nutrition coaches make is they try to explain all of this stuff in their social media content. You know, weekly check-ins, an individualized approach, unlimited support, blah, blah, blah. You see, the issue is people ultimately do need to know this, but they don't really care about it until they see what's in it for them. And since we've already done a good job of that in the last step, we get to explain this now. Given that you want to achieve blank, here's how I'll help you do it. I'm going to set you up on this. Once they understand how the process works, we talk about the cost of the service. But instead of cost, we talk about it as an investment. Because this isn't an expense, it's an investment into a result. My favorite way to bring up the cost of your coaching is this. What have you gathered about the investment in my coaching service? If they don't know it all, like you haven't posted about it or it isn't listed anywhere, you'll review everything they get and then talk about the price. Then you'll confidently say the price and you sit and wait. Which at that point, they'll either say that they're in or we do this next. Number 4, we handle any objections right there. If your coaching service is priced appropriately, it's going to be too expensive for some people. And that's okay, because this is a service that is life-changing and it is valuable. But now's the time to handle any objections. You know, the ones like, I can handle this myself, or maybe I can get this somewhere else cheaper, or I need to talk to my partner. I could make an entire series on how to handle these objections individually, but for now, my best advice is to handle them head on. And since we're talking about charging more, if the objection is around cost, I would go back over the client's goals and the exact path to get there, and then say this: if you could solve this problem in the next 90 days, what would that be worth to you? It probably would be worth the investment in this coaching, wouldn't it? The answer is usually yes, which is a good thing. It's important to face these objections head on. And if they're still undecided, we go to the next step, which is number 5, sign up or set a deadline. If they aren't a yes right there, we want to set up next steps so they're either in or they're out. Let me be clear, there is zero room for maybe. I would give them some time to think about it, but then set a deadline to make a decision. I totally understand you need some time to think about this. It's a big decision, but here's what I'll have you do. I'm going to hold a coaching spot for you until Thursday, but at that point you need to let me know if you're in or out. How does that sound? A no doesn't necessarily mean a no forever, but there is no room for maybe. That is the death of an online nutrition coach. Set a deadline so you can move on either in or out. If you want to charge more more for your nutrition coaching service, you're gonna need to get better at sales. After training hundreds of nutrition coaches, I've realized the ones that are comfortable at sales make more money and help more people. Time to sharpen these skills and work it into your approach. But as great as all those tips are, if you're really serious about starting a nutrition coaching business, the next thing I'll have you do is check out this video I've linked up right here. Now that you're a sales machine, learn the best way to keep these clients organized. So make sure to check it out now, and I'll see you in the next video.